Hello, everyone. I seem to have stumbled upon a classroom in which I don't know where the fuck I am. Much better. Welcome, everyone, to the Barley the Cat Show. I'm your host, Barley the Cat, and in case you forgot your eyeballs at home, I am a cat. So it has been a hot second since I've talked about this topic, or even recorded a video. Thank you, depression. But for my OG viewers out there, you may remember a video that I made a year ago called, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this without getting demonetized, The Serial Killer Fandom. You think if I whisper it, the YouTube gods will let me make my 3 cents on this video? There was just so much content that I covered in that video, yet it was only scratching the surface. Because this fandom, I really hate calling it a fandom, I'm really gonna call it this group of people with a similar interest, albeit an interest in literal criminals, makes a ton of content that I have to show you. Some of this content is just, it's too good not to make a video about. So in my first video, it was mostly just fan edits and fan art. And while this video has a lot of fan edits and a lot of fan art, I also included some Wattpad X reader stories, or fan fiction for the kids in the back. And while I'm not actually going to read the stories, I am going to be reading the descriptions that the authors of these stories wrote, because those in of themselves are pure gold. By the way, major trigger warning for this video, obviously. If any kind of abuse offends you, please do not watch this video, because I'm going to be talking a lot about it. I'm going to try my best to keep it as lighthearted as possible, but there's just going to be some topics that I can't avoid talking about, so there's your warning. And let's start with the first one being non-con, or non-consensual, Jeffrey Dahmer x femme or female reader. And look, having a non-consensual kink, am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Having a non-consensual type of fetish or kink, I kind of get that, like I understand that. That being a fantasy played out between 2 consenting adults. However, what I don't understand is wishing that your partner in this scenario was a convicted criminal, child molester, rapist, whatever you want to call it. I just don't understand how these people clearly know what these criminals have done to their victims, and yet they'll fetishize and romanticize them like they just do not care. This next one is another Jeffrey Dahmer one called Adrenaline, and it reads, when accidentally telling your cult leader about some of your darkest kinks, he decides to punish you for your indecent thoughts. Again, sexualizing a literal horrible person, a monster, kidnapping, Jeffrey Dahmer ex-reader, warnings, smut, mentions of kidnapping, and Stockholm Syndrome, self-deprecating thoughts, writing, disgusting, praising, also disgusting, and degradation. This next one is just an absolute clusterfuck, but I had to include it. It's simply titled Smut, and take a look at the cover photo. I honestly don't even know where to begin with this one. All I can say is, that is some pretty good Photoshop. Also, they're asking for suggestions, and don't. Just don't. Also, the text says, I'm weird, but that's why I love you. God, this is so weird. The next one is called Ted and Jeffrey, and if you remember from my first video, this is some of the fan art that we looked at in that video. But I think the description really takes the cake. How I imagine Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer meeting, LMAO. I don't support them, but I make this for people who like them, I guess? Enjoy cringe. This one seems like it's the most painful one, not only because, like most of them, it's ongoing, but just the way the author, and I'm assuming the author is a very young person, but just the way the author equates horrible crimes to cringe is literally so far beyond me that I am just non-existent at this point. Yeah, but the fun doesn't stop there, because next we have Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Richard Ramirez, and the description of this one reads, Smut, your name X serial killers, lol, I don't condone or support their actions. Hope y'all enjoy, lol. No amount of LOLs or emojis will make this okay, because even with the disclaimer and the description, it's like, why would you make this kind of content anyways? You do realize that these people are literal criminals. I'm pretty sure all 3 of which are dead, and they are dead because of the crimes that they did against their victims. I cannot stress this enough, how this fandom is fetishizing, sexualizing, and romanticizing actual criminals. I know I briefly touched on fan art in my last video, but I did want to include some more fan art in this video because, God, why? You are wasting your talent in just the worst possible way. Instead of drawing convicted felons, maybe draw cute anime boys instead. Here's a fan edit of Richard Ramirez. You know, just a cutesy little fan edit where there are stickers that say psycho and go away and you make me want to stab myself with a fork. I don't know how that relates to the person at hand, but there's also one that says, "Can you not? And you're annoying, and you suck a lot." Really edgy with this one. And while we're having fun goofing on these people making this content, I do feel like I have to remind you all what these people, the criminals that are being fetishized over, have actually done. The three that I've talked about up until this point have R-worded people, and I'm only saying it like that because I don't want to get demonetized, and also did naughty things to their bodies afterwards, after they killed them, of course. The reason why I bring this up is because serial killers is not the only thing that these people seem to fantasize about. I'm not kidding when I say what I'm about to say, but people have actually made edits and fan cams of known school shooters. Keep in mind, this man killed someone and injured like 8 people. But besides this literal piece of human garbage, the final person that we're going to be talking about today is Cameron Herron. If you have no idea who this guy is, basically, he was street racing, which is not legal, I don't think. He was street racing in Tampa, Florida, and collided into a car that had a mother and her child in it, killing them both. He pled not guilty, but people on TikTok rushed to his safety just to make little fan cam edits because he's too cute for prison, with hashtags like "Save Cameron Herron" and "Free Cameron Herron" trending. Although an update to that story, he recently got 24 years in prison, which I think is not even close to what he actually deserves. I'm in pain. I could sit here and complain that the people making this content just don't understand, but at that point, I'm just talking to a brick wall, because at the end of the day, these are children making this content, I hope. But even though this content is super horrible and really disgusting and very disrespectful to the victims of these horrible people, I just don't think that the people making it will truly ever understand that until they grow up. But that doesn't mean we still can't rag on it. So thank you all for watching this video, and if you're still here, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you want me to talk about next, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.